You're listening to the Marketing for Entrepreneurs podcast by Etched Marketing. If you're ready to be found online wherever your dream clients are searching, you're in the right place. Each week, you'll get simple, practical SEO tips that help small businesses get found without wasting time and money on ineffective social media posts or paid ads. Learn the marketing strategies that actually help you scale so you can focus on serving your clients well. And now, here's your host, Rachel Lindteigen.
Hi, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about how you can use SEO or search engine optimization to help you grow your audience or grow your visibility for your business. So when we talk about SEO for a small business, one of the most important things I want you to understand is that we're doing this so that your business is more visible, you're able to get in front of more customers, you're able to grow. Because if we're just creating content, or we're just choosing keywords, we're simply optimizing for AI search, but we don't have a strategy behind us, we're probably not going to get the same kind of results. So it's really important that we go into this with a strategy and that we focus on growing our audience, increasing our visibility, because that, my friend, is how we are then ultimately able to grow our businesses. So let's talk about where do we start when we start with SEO. So when we start, the first thing that I have my students do and my clients do is really think about their ideal customer. Who is your ideal customer? How do you help them? What questions do they have? And you may be thinking, Rachel, this seems really basic, or I've already done this. I don't understand why you'd be telling me to do this. And I want you to just stick with me here for a second. Because the better we know our ideal customer, the easier everything that we do from an SEO standpoint is going to be. And I'm here to tell you, after doing this for 20 some years on the SEO side, teaching entrepreneurs for the last decade, you probably don't really know your ideal customer as well as you do, or as well as you think you do, or as well as you ultimately could. And I say that because I have students and clients tell me all the time, yeah, I know who my ideal customer is. And then we start getting into creating our content and trying to figure out what keywords to use, what questions to answer. And they realize, oh, I don't know. And so we have to go back to, who is your ideal customer? Who do you help? What questions do they have? So that's the very first thing, is make sure you really, truly know who you're trying to connect with, because that's going to make everything that you do work a lot better. It's also going to make it a lot easier. So go beyond just the demographics of, I help moms, or I help entrepreneurs, or I help people who want to learn to play the piano. I help people who want to buy a house. We want to go beyond that demographic. We want to look at, yes, that's important. We want to look at, does gender matter? Does their parental status matter? Does their age matter? Those are all our demographic things. And those do matter. Do we think about how much money our person makes? Well, if we have a high price offer, then yes, we probably do want somebody who makes good money, because they need to be able to afford that offer. So you do start with that. So make sure you can describe your ideal customer. Does it matter, are they male or female? Does it matter how old they are? Does it matter what education they have, what career they're in? Does it matter what location they live in? Does it matter whether or not they have children? Those things we want to start with. We also then want to layer in what they call psychographic information. So this is more what bothers them, what challenges they have, what they're struggling with, what questions they have. So we really want to think about, not only is it, so let me give you an example. When I worked for the Children's Birthday Party franchise organization, our ideal customer, and take into consideration, this was like 2008. So the income level has changed drastically. It was a working mom who made $75,000 or more combined household income. She had an elementary school aged child, preschool to elementary school, like lower elementary, so probably ages 4 to 8. She had a child whose birthday party was coming up, but it was really important. She was working, she lived local to us, and she had that specific income range, because what we knew was that she needed to be able to afford the birthday party, which was going to be hundreds of dollars. So somebody who was working but only earned $20,000 was not most likely going to be able to afford to have a birthday party there. They really needed somebody who was a higher level earner to be able to afford to spend hundreds of dollars on a child's birthday party. Now, where we got into some of the other, like the psychographic and what really impacted her in her decision making, she was a working mom. She was a high level working mom because this mom now is pressed for time. She works full time. She's got a demanding job. She is very focused on having her child's birthday party somewhere else because she doesn't want to have to deal with having everybody at her house. She doesn't want to deal with having to get the house ready, having to clean up afterwards. That's not what she's looking for. She's busy. She's looking for somebody to make her life easier. Now, we did not target a stay-at-home mom. We did not target moms on Pinterest who wanted to create these big, beautiful, Pinterest-worthy birthday parties, because the mom who stayed at home probably, and not guaranteed, but she probably wasn't going to want to spend as much on a party. And she had the time. If she wanted to host that beautiful Pinterest-worthy party at home, she could likely do it. It was not a guarantee, but it was going to likely be easier for her than a mother who was working full-time, who had other responsibilities. So we looked at that. We also knew that somebody who was really interested in that Pinterest-worthy birthday party, they wanted to have the party at home. You probably were not going to sway them to have a party somewhere else because they wanted that aesthetic, and it wasn't going to be the same aesthetic at our location. So for us, we looked for that working mom who was going to decide between us and maybe a Chuck E. Cheese, maybe a kid's pottery place, a trampoline park, a local bounce house, something like that. She was taking her kids somewhere and hosting a party and happily paying a bill for somebody else to make her life easier. So with that, all of our marketing talked about how this made your life easier. Make this party plan. We take care of all the details. We handle everything. All you have to do is show up and enjoy and have fun with your kid and celebrate the birthday and make memories. We will take care of it. We will clean up. We will take it all. So that's what you want to think about as you're working through your ideal customer and your audience and how do you grow with SEO. You make sure you really know not only who they are, but like what motivates them. What questions are they trying to figure out? What are they trying to understand? Because that's going to be a big part of your content strategy, is really making sure not only we have the right messaging, but also that we're just in general creating the right content. So that's the first thing. Who is it? Who are you trying to connect with? How are you trying to connect with them? What do they need to hear from you? That's the first thing that we're going to think about. From there, we want to start to brainstorm. What are some keywords that they might be searching? So in this example, when I worked at the children's birthday party franchise, they were searching for birthday parties. They were searching less likely for birthday party ideas and more likely just for kids' birthday parties, because birthday party ideas generally sent us back to that Pinterest mom. Though in that day, Pinterest didn't really exist, but you know what I mean. So what you want to think about is, what would your person be searching for? What information would they be interested in? What would they want to be able to find out? What words would they use? So for us, it was all about children's birthday parties, kids' birthday parties, kids' birthday party goodie bags, because we actually sold goodie bags. So they didn't even have to put those together if they didn't want to. They could just order them along with the party. They could even order the plates and the cups and the napkins. They could order the pizza through us. Like, it could be absolutely hands off. They could have one phone call or one email and take care of everything and be done. That's what you want to think about, is what do they need? What questions do they have? What can you anticipate? How can you help them? That's what we're looking at there from a keyword standpoint. What are they searching when they're searching Google? Then you want to think about AI, because today we have AI-based content to think about. So AI is where they're going to go when they're trying to figure out how to schedule this party or how to book it or what to do. They're going to go to AI and ask, like, how do I plan a 5th birthday party for my kid? Or what are great ideas for a 5th birthday party? I don't want to have people at my house. And so then the content has to attract that mom who is looking to create that memorable birthday party, but does not want to have people at her house. She wants to be able to go somewhere, have fun, 2 hours, and be done. And so that's where you think about who she is, what she might be searching on Google, what questions she might be asking your AI-based searches. These are going to help you really create your content strategy for your business. You want to make sure that you're choosing content topics or content pillars that tie back to your products and services. This is really important because we don't want to just create content willy-nilly. We want to make sure that we're creating content that has a conversion process or has a way to convert. Because if we create content and we get visible, we do our SEO, people are able to find us, we start to grow our audience, that's amazing. But if we bring the wrong people into our world, now we're growing our audience, but we're not growing our business, because just bringing people into our world is not the end goal. The end goal is to bring the right people into our world. So making sure that we're creating that content that they're searching for, we're optimizing it, we've got everything set up, they're excited to learn about it, and we have what they need, and it ties back to our business. Because we want to make sure, sales are better than just leads, right? I mean, let's be honest. We're all looking to grow our business. So that's going to be the next thing, is making sure you're focusing on content topics that are going to be interesting to your ideal customer and that tie back to your business. So you've thought about your ideal customer. You've brainstormed some keywords that they might use. You've brainstormed some topics that they might search for on AI. You've brainstormed some ideas that you could write about. Now you want to actually write that content. You want to create that content, use those keywords, answer those questions for AI, anticipate what the next question is going to be. Make sure that you're really providing value, and then optimize that content for discoverability, because this is how they're going to find you. So now we want to look at what is the keyword that your website has the best chance of ranking for. So that's something where you really need to understand how competitive is your niche. What does your website need to have on it in order to rank among your competition? Are you going up against sites that are very similar to you? Are you going up against sites that are big national brands? We need to be very strategic about what we do. This is a lot of what I work with my students on inside of Simple SEO Content, is really helping them understand how to craft that content strategy that attracts the right person, that sets it up for conversion, that also has that optimization done in a way that they're able to be visible. So that's the first thing. Make sure we're finding the right keywords, make sure we're answering the right questions. That's all part of our optimization step. The other thing that you want to make sure you're doing, because again, we're not just looking about visibility, we're looking about visibility, leads, traffic, conversions. We want to make sure we have an opt-in on those pages, because if we're going to grow our audience, we want to be able to bring people into our world and then nurture them. So we want to make sure there's an opt-in. You have a PDF, a guide, a video, an audio. It doesn't matter what it is. It just needs to be something that helps your ideal customer, that gets them that next step of the way, so that you can get their email address and you can start to build that connection with them, showing how you can help them. If you're not sure how to set up an opt-in, I've got some podcast episodes and some blog posts that go into that that'll kind of help you figure out what to do, how to create an opt-in, what to do to build your audience. Because once you're visible, we need to capture their attention. We need to have some way that they're willing to trade their email address for something of value, because that's where you're then able to begin to nurture that new person and get them into your world. So you really just want to think about your person. Who are they? What do they need? What content can you create for them? What words might they be searching with? What questions might they be answering or asking AI? Make sure you're answering those questions on your website. You're using those keywords where they're ones that you have a chance of ranking for, and you're really being helpful. And by doing that, it will help you to increase your visibility and grow your audience, which will help you ultimately grow your business if you have an opt-in and you have a direct conversion path. And we've done all the things that take us from visibility to conversion point, which is sale. So that's what you want to think about as you're working on growing your business with SEO. If you are ready to do this, you want to work with me, I'd love to work with you one-on-one. I do work directly with some six and seven figure business owners one-on-one. I also have the group program. If you're not quite at that 6 and 7 figure level, that's okay. I still work with you. I just work with you in a group rather than one-on-one. It's no big deal. We still go through a lot of the same things. I still help you get set up so that you're ready to go and grow and scale and do all those things that you want to do. All right, that's it for today. I hope you found this super helpful, and I'll see you back here next week. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing for Entrepreneurs podcast. If you're ready to be found online wherever your dream clients are searching, to feel confident in your marketing strategy, and to get actionable steps that make your marketing make sense, get started today with free resources and trainings at etchedmarketing.com/freebies. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts so we can continue to help you grow your business and you never miss an episode. If you found this content helpful, leave a comment, rating, review, or share it with a friend. We'd love to learn what topics we can cover in a future episode to continue to help you grow. We're so happy you're here. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next week.